I want to talk about this Netflix Good Times reboot.
He's repeating the 10th grade for the third time.
Is there anything you can suggest to help him get to the drive-thru?
Can you do OnlyFans? Take off your shoes. Let me see what kind of feet you working with.
If you get past the easy and cheap stereotypes, around Black humor, and if you're not offended by that, if that's not something that just bothers you out the gate, then you're still left with material that's just not funny. It's not witty. There's nothing, creative about it. It's just, it falls flat. And I watched several episodes of it.
I have important news.
Let me guess. The state called and they want to cut you a disability check for your face. Hold up. You can get paid for that?
And when you compare it to shows like the Boondocks, which did similar things, but it was way more respectful and way wittier than, it falls apart at the seams. And I watched several episodes of the 10 episode season, and it never got any better. Actually, one of the easiest comparisons when you're comparing the Boondocks to Good Times is the youngest son in the family. So, Riley in the Boondocks, he represented he was in the thuggery, he was into all of the negative stuff, while his older brother was more of a intellectual who tried to rein him in, and they just kind of bounced off of each other, right?
Instead of being Mr. Funny Nigga, why don't you try being Mr. Help a Nigga Go Jump a Nigga and get his chain back? Man, I gotta find a way to get it before Thugnificent finds out.
Riley, let the chain go. If Thugnificent wants it back, he can handle it.
Whereas the youngest character in the Evans family in Good Times, his name is Dalvin, and he is a drug-dealing baby with an adult male voice.
At least they ain't got that drug-dealing baby under my roof no more.
Man, my mouth ready for some milk right now.
When you compare that to the original Good Times, Michael was the youngest, and Michael was an intellectual. He was a revolutionary. When the show ended, he had a promising future ahead of him. But then you've got this drug dealing baby who has been kicked out of his family house by the father. Again, I know they're going at humor by having this drug dealing baby, and he sniffed baby powder, like he snorted baby powder, which is supposed to be like standard for cocaine. It's just not funny. Like, just the ideas put into place just don't work. I sit there and watch the show really wondering who greenlit this and why. I've gone to the creator, a woman named Renada Shephard. I've gone on her Instagram page and she's posting clips, and I've looked online and I've seen her do interviews about the show going into it. She said, I want to create authenticity around this family and things like that. And to me, like, if that's authenticity, I don't really know what her idea of authenticity is when it comes to a Black family. Like, the original Evans family in the Good Times show, they were in poverty in a Chicago project house, and they existed despite their situation. Everything in the remake is a stereotype. Again, nothing about it seems very authentic, and none of it seems like it was done with a good nature. So for more of my hot takes on television shows and just about any and everything else that comes to my mind, visit theroot.com.